Good morning, and welcome to Unity of Orange County. And Happy New Year, Happy 2021. And so glad you decided to join us this first Sunday of the new year. And we always like to begin with our mission and our vision statement. So our vision is centered in divine love. We joyfully co-create a world that works for all. And our mission is to awaken, inspire, and transform lives. So I always like to begin by thanking those people who make the service possible. We have Bill on piano, and Tom is doing our sound, and John is streaming, and Christopher is on camera, and our platform meditation person for today is John. So we're glad that you're all here. And we have some announcements. We have some new classes that are beginning. Actually, today and the first and third Sunday of every month, we're going to have a spiritual discussion group based on the books, The Quest, A Journey for Spiritual Rediscovery. There's two books. One is The Quest, which is the book, and the other is Adventures on the Quest, which is the companion-like workbook, guidebook to the book. You can get them on Amazon. The book is $19.95 and the companion is $17.61. But you can get copies of the book from $2, and you can get copies of the companion from $3 on Amazon. So there's lots of inexpensive ways to do it. There's Kindle versions of both. This is a fabulous book. It's going to be a great book to do over the year. We're going to be not only having discussion group on it, we're going to be talking about a lot of the topics, and it fits really well into our theme for the year, which is coming together as one in 2021. So we hope that you join us this afternoon at 11 on Zoom. And also, beginning on January 6th on Zoom, we're going to begin a class on the book Living Originally by Robert Brummett. And you can get that book from Amazon or unity.org. And I understand that Robert is going to be on the first Zoom class. And he was one of my teachers. He also was the one who led all of our insight meditation retreats. He's just a fabulous human being. So whether you want to take the class or not, I advise getting on the first class because he's great to listen to. And we're going to have our gratitude circle on the fourth Sunday of the month beginning in February. Because on Sunday, January 24th at 11 o'clock via Zoom, we're going to have a town hall meeting. So we hope that you join us for that. And so today, our daily word is potential. The word for today, Sunday, January 3rd, 2021, is potential. Yes, I am able. Yes, I can. Growing up, I received encouragement from my family, school teachers, and the other adults in my life. Their positive, affirming words helped lead me to pursue my passions and trust my gifts so that I might realize my potential. Now that I'm older, I turn to the divine within me to discern how I might best fulfill my potential. I prayerfully ask what possibilities remain to be realized in my life. What ignites my passion for self-expression? I receive inspiration from the time I spend in prayer. As I pray, any lingering thoughts of doubt or insecurity are replaced with renewed energy and enthusiasm. Nothing can stop me from stepping out boldly into the world to fulfill my potential. And from Philippians 4:13, I can do all things through him who strengthens me. Yes, I am able. Yes, I can. And now we will prepare for our time of meditation.
Good morning. And let's begin by assuming a comfortable position with back as straight as possible, with eyes closed, or if you feel more comfortable with just an open, lazy gaze, out of focus gaze. And take 3 or 4 deep breaths, complete exhalation, complete inhalation. Focusing on our breath and watching the breath as it comes in and goes out. And then letting go of the deep breathing and just have a normal, relaxed, comfortable breath. And then imagine a wave of peace and calm washing over you, starting at the top of the head, coming down over the face, through the ears, through the neck, through the shoulders, down the shoulders, into the arms, to the very tips of the fingers, and then down the chest, the front of the body and the back of the body, and then down through the hips and the legs and the shins, and finally through the feet. And feel this calm, this peace that comes in stillness and silence. Letting go of any thinking of future, of past, just here in the present, with just being totally and completely within the body. Taking easy, deep breaths. And now bring your attention to the tips of the nose. And your focus, keep your whole focus on the breath, that life-giving force, as it enters your body and leaves it. Easy breathing, focusing just on the in and the out of the breath. And if thoughts come, let them come, and just let them pass as if clouds through a deep blue sky. Not holding on to them, just letting go, and let whatever comes flow through, while keeping the focus on the breath. Continually returning to the stillness and the quiet that is available through just the simple focus on the breath at the nose. And now returning your focus to the body, to the whole body, feeling the peace that has been available in this moment, and know that this moment can lead to the next moment and all moments after that, with that focus and that presence in the moment. And when you're comfortable, open your eyes and come back into the presence of the room.
Thank you, Bill. That was beautiful. Really great way to start the new year. So let me ask you, how are you doing? 2020 is over. We're in 2021. How are you doing with it all? 2020 certainly had its challenges. And for some of you, you probably haven't been out of your house in 9 months. And you might be getting a little tired of it all. And things don't seem to be getting better as quickly as a lot of people would like. So how are you doing? And maybe it's time for you to do something different, do something that's going to really push you. 2021 to me is a great year to push ourselves spiritually. For a lot of people, they may have used the time that they've been quarantined, learning new things, and a lot of people have a lot of positive stuff, but a lot of people had a really tough time with it. And so we have to look at where we are spiritually at this point. And so when I was thinking about 2021 and how do I get people to kind of pursue a spiritual journey, I thought of this book, The Quest, because it was such a powerful book in my life when I first took the class, and every topic that you could want to talk about in the spiritual path is in this book, from heaven and hell and the Bible and Jesus and surrender and love and humility and life after death and forgiveness and gratitude. I mean, there's 48 topics. So it's 48 lessons, and every 4 weeks there's like a week off to kind of regroup and take in what you've learned. So the idea behind the quest and how they got the title of the quest is it's all about the hero's journey. So I don't know if you're familiar with a hero's journey, but if you've watched any movies or read any novels, a great deal of them are based on the hero's journey. Joseph Campbell came out with this type, this myth, and all stories from ancient times really are about this quest, this hero's journey, and we are all on it. Every one of us in our life is on a hero's journey. It may not be to win a gold or some treasure at the end, but we're all on a quest. So, what is the hero's journey? The hero's journey, which is known as a monomyth, is a common story structure shared by cultures worldwide in which a character ventures into unknown territory to retrieve something they need. Facing conflict, adversity, the hero ultimately triumphs before returning home transformed. And the 12 parts of the hero's journey is the ordinary world, the call of adventure, the refusal of the call, the meeting the mentor, crossing the first threshold, test allies, enemies, then approach to the inmost cave, the ordeal, the reward, the road back, the resurrection, and the return with the elixir. So if we look at this definition of a hero's journey, it really applies to our own spiritual journey. Because think about it, when we go on a spiritual journey to enlarge our spiritual life, we are really going into unknown territory. The mind is unknown territory. One of the advantages to going into meditation is to kind of learn the mind better. And so we venture in unknown territory to retrieve something we need. So what are we retrieving? If we're not retrieving a treasure or the chalice or something like that, what are we retrieving? Well, what we are retrieving is our connection with our higher power. It is that God consciousness. It is that ability to know that no matter what happens in our life, we're going to be okay. It's that ability to have faith and strength in difficult times. It's that time to know that we are connected, not just to a higher power, but to each other. And when we go on this journey, we go through these stages. We all go through these stages. So the first stage, and they talk about this in the quest, which is really the call to adventure, is starting over. But before the call to adventure, we have the ordinary world. Well, we have just spent 9-10 months in an ordinary world. The ordinary world is one where maybe we can't visit the people we love, we can't go to the places we want to go. The ordinary world may be we're watching more TV, or we're wasting time on things, or it might be that we're doing something, new that we're learning. But it's become pretty ordinary. Maybe at least for me. I don't know about anybody else, but I'm done with this ordinary world that we've been in. I'm ready to start something new. And I think a lot of people are ready to start something new. So that's the call to adventure. So in the book, they say this, the Jafolas say this: the beginning of the quest always finds a hero or heroine on the brink of a major change, feeling that the world is closing in. There is a sense of despair or of being trapped. Life seems empty, or there is a realization of not using one's gifts in the highest way. Whatever the reason, present life is unrewarding, and so there is a yearning for something new. Well, doesn't that kind of describe our world today for most people? I mean, most people feel trapped. Most people feel like a little bit sense of despair. That kind of describes our world today. And so then they go on to say, then one day, quite unexpectedly, they receive a call. It can be an extraordinary event, a dramatic experience, or an inner whispering. So they go on to tell you, for instance, in Moby Dick, Ishmael's inner torment of depression is a summons to return to adventure at sea. In The Wizard of Oz, it's a tornado, which serves as whisking Dorothy into the land of Oz. Or maybe it's just a dissatisfaction with your life. Regardless of the form it takes, the summons stirs the heart of the one who hears it, moving him or her into action. It trumpets that now is the time. Wait no longer. This is the moment. Mount up. And then they leap up with a yes. So now is the time for us to move forward, and it's time for us to say yes. Now, we have to remember that when we say yes, it doesn't mean everything is going to be great, because in any quest, in any journey, there's many ups and downs. But that call to adventure is one that stirs our heart. So one of the best examples of the hero's journey in the movies, classic, they actually followed the hero's journey perfectly, is the movie Star Wars, the series Star Wars. It is the perfect example of the hero's journey. And so it begins with the call to adventure. And Luke is living on his family's farm. He's living an average life. He's thinking something's got to be better. He's bored. He's despondent. Life isn't much fun. And then he discovers a droid, and everything changes. And this is the scene.
Like you boys have seen a lot of action.
With all we've been through, sometimes I'm amazed we're in as good condition as we are. What with the rebellion and all.
You know of the rebellion against the Empire?
That's how we came to be in your service, if you take my meaning, sir.
Have you been in many battles?
Several, I think. Actually, there's not much to tell. I'm not much more than an interpreter, and not very good at telling stories. Well, not at making them interesting, anyway.
Oh, well, my little friend. Got something jammed in here real good. Were you on a Star Cruiser?
Help me, Obi-Wan Kenobi. You're my only hope.
What's this?
What is what? He asked you a question. What is that?
Help me, Obi-Wan Kenobi. You're my only hope. Help me, Obi-Wan Kenobi. You're my only hope.
Oh, he says it's nothing, sir. Merely a malfunction. Old data. Pay it no mind.
Who is she? She's beautiful.
I'm afraid I'm not quite sure,
Help
sir.
me, Obi-Wan Kenobi.
I think she
My
was a
only hope.
passenger on our last voyage. A person of some importance, as I believe. Our captain was attached
Is there any
to...
more to this recording?
Behave yourself, Artu. You're going to get us into trouble. It's all right. You can trust him. He's our new master.
You're my only hope.
He says that he is the property of Obi-Wan Kenobi, a resident of these parts, and it's a private message for him. Quite frankly, sir, I don't know what he's talking about. Our last master was Captain Antilles, but with all we've been through, this little R2 unit has become a bit eccentric.
Obi-Wan Kenobi. I wonder if he means old Ben Kenobi.
I beg your pardon, sir, but do you know what he's talking about?
Well, I don't know anyone named Obi-Wan, but old Ben lives out beyond the Dune Sea. He's kind of a strange old hermit.
Help me, Obi-Wan
I wonder
Kenobi.
who she is.
You're my only hope.
Sounds like she's in trouble. I better play back the whole thing.
He says the restraining bolt has short-circuited his recording system. He suggests that if you remove the bolt, he might be able to play back the entire recording.
Oh, yeah, well, I guess you're too small to run away on me if I take this off. Okay. There you go. Wait a minute, where'd she go? Bring her back. Play back the entire message.
What message? The one you've just been playing. The one you're carrying inside your rusty innards.
So it's an image of a woman asking for help that begins to spark his curiosity and his desire to do something. And then when he actually meets Obi-Wan and he's invited to join it, his first reaction is to refuse. You see, the second step is refusing that call. Now, a lot of people would refuse the call to do this quest that we're doing. You might say, oh my God, it's a whole year long. It seems like it's so much work. I don't have the time. I've got so much going on in my life. I can't do this. And a lot of people do refuse the call. You know, all of us at some point in our life receive a call. It could be an inner voice or something, to do something, to pursue something, to change our lives. Many people don't do it. So why doesn't everyone do it? Because it's scary. Because leaving shore and taking off on a ship on an unknown sea is scary. It's no different than years ago when we all thought that the world was flat and that if they until Christopher Columbus took the ships and discovered that the world wasn't flat, it was round. So the unknown is faced with dragons and demons, and we don't want to go there. And even though today we may not think of dragons as these physical, fire-breathing things, we all have our dragons. You know, Alan Cohn in his book, The Dragon Doesn't Live Here Anymore, talked about we all have our inner dragons. We all have our inner demons. And sometimes pursuing these paths of spiritual growth means that we have to face them. And we don't want to face them. We want to turn around and go back to where it's safe. You know, nobody wanted to take a ship and cross the sea to discover whether the world was flat or round. It takes courage and it takes a determination to want something better in your life. You know, in every quest there is a prize. And it is going for that prize and doing it knowing that we're going to face some challenges that makes the prize worthwhile. So the prize can be gold, it can be a sword, it can be in Lord of the Rings, the ring, in Star Wars, it's, you know, saving the empire. You know, the prize is always something big, but we're talking about a prize that's much bigger. Because in all stories of the hero's journey, whether it's a sports movie like Rocky, or whether it's Star Wars or Harry Potter, I mean, the list is on and on, The Matrix. Many true life stories are this way as well. Whether it's the story of Jesus Christ or Buddha, it doesn't matter. In all these stories, when not only do they get the prize, but you see, the prize isn't the real prize. What they get in the journey is nothing short of a transformation of their life. And as a result, they become a better person. They become a person that is more courageous, that is stronger. They become a person that others look to. They become somebody that they didn't even realize they wanted to be. That's the true prize in any quest. And that is what we're going to do. We're going to go on this quest, not because at the end there's some gold or a job or a relationship or any of that, but because we are going to change. And that change is always something positive. You see, in all changes that are directed to God, it always winds up positive. So we are at a point right now that the authors of the book say is the possibility junction. We can decide at this point whether we want to keep our lives as they are, and they might be very good, or do we want to go on a journey in which, as good as our lives may be, we can discover something much better? Because, folks, we are on this journey, and if we stand still, we actually wind up going backwards. So we must constantly work on ourselves. Once we rest on our laurels, once we stop growing, we begin to slip back and lose this connection with God, lose this ability to feel one in the universe. Things that happen on the outside world start to bother us, and they affect us, and we let them change us. So we have to be constantly moving forward in our spiritual life. We can't ever sit still. As soon as we sit still, we begin to die, a little bit at a time. So this is a possibility junction. We can stay where we're at and slowly slip backwards, or we can move forward. Now, whether you want to join us in our discussion group or not, I highly suggest you get the books. I'm telling you, they're going to change your life. You can get them used. They don't have to cost that much, but it is going to make a difference in your life. So what are you going to do at this possibility junction? Are you going to stay on the shore? Or are you going to get on the ship that's going to take you to those unknown waters? So let's do a little meditation right now. So I invite you to close your eyes and take a few deep breaths. We are in a new year. And a new year presents an opportunity to look ahead with fresh eyes, to dream about the future that we want for ourselves. For some of us, looking ahead brings up doubt. Too often we are discouraged from dreaming big. We think these dreams are too large or too impossible. We're told it is unrealistic to imagine this magnificent possible version of our lives. And we often accept that our dreams are too big to achieve, and so we let them go. So I want you to ponder, this coming year, I want you to encourage you to indulge in uninhibited possibilities. Move into a dreamlike state beyond the boundaries of doubts and limits. I want you to imagine and be inspired by what is possible. Envision your life evolving in whatever ways you wish, whether large or small, regardless of age or education. Every great invention or idea came from someone's dream, even if it seemed impossible at the time. Every breakthrough, every problem solved came from the beginning of a possibility. And this includes our spiritual lives as well as our physical lives. So I ask yourself to think for a moment in the silence and to ask yourself, are you ready to move closer to a more rewarding relationship with the divine? Are you ready to move closer to a more rewarding relationship with the divine? If you are ready, then I invite you to answer the call to adventure, a spiritual adventure, to say yes, to know whatever demons you have to face, whatever challenges may come up in the adventure, you will be given the people that you need, the tools that you need, the courage that you need to move forward. And you will reach the reward. And you will be transformed in ways that are beyond your imagination. And so we let go and we say yes. Yes to the transformation. Yes to the adventure. Yes to being all that we were created to be. And so it is. Amen. great way to start us off. I love that. Thank you so much. So here at Unity, we have 5 basic principles that we believe in. And the first one is that God is all good and active in everything, everywhere. And the second is I am naturally good because God's divinity is in me and in everyone. And 3, I create my experiences by what I choose to think and what I feel and believe. And 4, through affirmative prayer and meditation, I connect with God and bring out the good in my life. And 5, I do and give my best by living the truth that I know I make a difference. And we do make a difference. And one way we make a difference is through our contributions to this spiritual community. And there are many ways that you can do that. You can text 77977 and put Unity OC Give in the message. You can go on our website under Donate. You can go in our app, or you can mail it in. So whatever way you choose to give, know that we are here because of you. And we cannot stay here or be here without your help. So we appreciate that difference that you make. And I hope that you join us on this quest and get to know some of the people in the church a little better. I just heard myself loud and clear. Anyway, so we're so glad that you're here. So if you have a donation and you're getting ready to give it now, I invite you to place it in your hands and to say our blessing for our donations together. Divine love through me blesses and multiplies all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. And I am grateful. And we are grateful. And we hope you join us next week as we continue the quest. And if you have any questions about it, please feel free to email me at minister@unityoforangecounty.org, and I'll help in any way that I can. And now let us close with our prayer for protection, and we'll see you next week together. The light of God surrounds us. The love of God enfolds us. The power of God protects us. And the presence of God watches over us. Wherever we are, God is, and all is well. And so it is. God bless you. Have a safe week, and see you next week.